All right. Well, this trade took a bit. It was announced, but we didn't know all the conditions. It's not really a lot of conditions for this trade. Brad Marchand getting traded to the Florida Panthers, of course, from the Boston Bruins. This was, of course, been in the works for almost the whole day. Really, it's been a while. But Justin, now that we know what the condition is, which I mean, it's basically if Brad Marchand plays 25% of the games in the first two rounds in the playoffs here, it becomes a 2028 first round pick. If that does not happen, it remains a 2027 second rounder. So now that we know that, what do you think about this trade, Marchand getting traded to the Florida Panthers?
Well, I'm kind of surprised that it got done. We heard rumors about it, but this is huge. Starting with Florida, this is really the perfect player for them. Their stars are nasty. They have Matthew Tkachuk. He has an edge to his game. We know that. Sam Bennett, he has an edge to his game. They have all these guys, and Marchand is just another one of those. And I mean, they are star-studded. They have so many amazing players on their offense. And after adding Seth Jones to their defense, a puck mover that they desperately needed after losing both Montour and Ekman Larson during the offseason, his team is ready to go back again and go back to the final and win another Stanley Cup. They're well equipped, maybe more equipped than anybody in the East. There's nothing else to be said. Marchand, it's going to be weird. It's going to be very weird to see him outside of Boston, and especially in what has become a division rival for them at this point. But getting to the Bruins, the return isn't great. You know, this is a guy who's been with you for forever, and he's still a very good player. I don't know if a potential late first a couple years down the road does it. So it's going to sting. It's going to sting a lot, but it does kind of signal a new direction for them. They could make the playoffs still.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't bet on it after this move, but they could still make the playoffs. But even if they do, it signals a different direction. They've already lost Olmark. They lost Bergeron in the past, and they lost Krejci. They've lost all these pieces, and I don't think they can make that up quickly. You're either looking at a retool. I don't think they're ready for a rebuild yet, but there are going to be changes, and this signals something's going to happen. Your captain is gone. One of your franchise icons is gone. That signals something's going to change.
And Brandon Carlo's gone too, which I mean, that's one of their top defensemen. To me, trading Brad Marchand and Carlo, for me, that signals a retool. I don't know if it's a rebuild, but that's two guys that have been big parts of the team for many, many years. And Marchand's still a productive player. He's still scoring. He's still agitating. He's still doing his best. Brad Marchand. And it's not like he's not, of course, not prime Marchand anymore, but he still can do what you want in the playoffs. And I don't know, I wouldn't want to face the Panthers with Tkachuk and Marchand in the lineup, and potentially maybe even on the same line. I don't know. We'll see how that all goes. But that's not really a high price to pay for the Panthers either. I mean, they are retaining. They're not even getting the whole cap hit. I mean, the Bruins are retaining 50% of it. So basically $3.06 million is what they're paying for Marchand, which is not bad at all. And it is on his last year of his deal, right, too. So, I mean, he could be a rental. I don't really see them re-signing him after it. Although, I mean, you never know. He could return to the Bruins after this, too.
Yeah.
It could be just a rental piece. So, do you see that happening? Is that Marchand that just kind of just goes to Florida, potentially wins a cup, and just returns back to Boston?
Well, it gives them options because Sam Bennett is expiring this offseason. Brad Marchand is expiring this offseason. So they can kind of pick their poison. If they really want to, bring back one of them, they can. They have the money. I would assume they can make that work. So yeah, they don't have to lose both of them. They could probably
Yeah.
pick one, bring one back. But yeah, the Bruins, I don't think they're gonna. I just can't see them going back. I just a new direction. That's kind of my takeaway there. But maybe it's so unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen from here. But I could see him re-signing with Florida, and that would be really, really fun if that were to happen.
Yeah, I think Marchand is, well, I mean, he's said that he wanted to stay in Boston. But they ended up, of course, dealing him, and we'll see what he does in the playoffs for Florida. It should be fun to see how that all goes, because he's a playoff guy. We all know that he can, he's won a cup with the Bruins and he's gone to the final. We all know what he can do there. So I think just adds to that agitating. I mean, you're ready. Like you mentioned, Sam Bennett. He's another one of those guys in the playoffs that's like that. So they basically have three guys that are going to be really tough to play against. And I don't know. I see the Panthers going quite far this year again, and that will become a 2028 first. I don't see the Panthers going. It's like, we're gonna keep you out of games because we don't want to give up this first round pick. They got him for this reason. They're gonna play him in the playoffs. I think he's gonna play 25% of the playoff games. I think that condition's pretty much already set as being a 2028 first. At least in my opinion. I don't.
Yeah, I would figure as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, make sure checking out everything at thehawkbears.com as we continue our coverage of the trade deadline. We've got, of course, grade pieces and all that analysis stuff that will be coming out tomorrow and later today. So keep it locked here, and we'll see you on the next video.